Hi guys, I thought I would do another vlog today because I wanted to tell you about a great book that I've read, and I wanted to do a book review on it. And it's a book that probably maybe quite a few of you have already read. It has been out for a couple of years, about 2 years, and it has been made into a film. But I've only just got around to reading it recently, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But the book that I wanted to talk about is Room by Emma Donoghue. Now, that is a picture of what the cover is like. And I had, whenever this came out and it was a massive, big bestseller, I really resisted buying it because I knew that this isn't giving any of the storyline away, but I knew that it was about a little boy who was locked in a room with his mother. And I thought, oh, it sounds like it's going to be really hard going and really depressing. So I really put off reading it for ages. And then it was made into a film, and I still didn't go to see it. And then I listened to a lot of audiobooks on a website called Audible, and they have a daily deal every day, and Room came up as the daily deal, so I thought, oh, I might as well get it. And then my sister Debbie said, oh no, do you read it? It's brilliant. And I think it's actually my favourite book, if not one of my favourite books. I literally could not put it down. I think I read it in listened to it in like two sittings or something. I I remember I was starting to read it like on a Sunday lunchtime, and it got to a bit that was really gripping, and I literally couldn't put it down for the rest of the day. I was supposed to do writing that day, and it didn't happen. Um, and instead, I just kept reading. I had to find out what was going to happen, and I read on until 11:30 that night when I finished it. And I think the reason why it's not depressing is because it is told from the boy's point of view, and he's only 5, and the book kind of made me think about, there's a thing called the Stockholm syndrome, where like if someone's like held captive for a long period of time, they actually become used to it, and he had become used to living in this room. And again, I'm not giving anything away here, but he had become used to living in this room, and it was all he knew, and he thought that that was it. His mother had him believe that that was it. Um, and so, although you know that awful things are happening, because of the way that it's told through his eyes, it kind of makes everything very simplistic. And it was strange at first to get used to the boy's narration, but as the book went on, I just thought, oh, this wee boy's such a wee dote, and really wanted to know how they were getting on. It also made me think about the real life cases, of which I think this book was inspired by. The case in Austria a few years ago of Josef Fritzl, who had kept his daughter Elizabeth trapped in a room in the basement for, I can't remember how many years was it, 24 years or something? I don't know. She bore 7 of his kids. So it was based on that. And the book, I mean, I remember all the news stories about that at the time, but the book kind of really brought to life that situation of being trapped in a room like that. Um, and it was interesting too to see how the boy coped with living in that um, enclosed environment and the stress that he was under, and he kind of developed OCD, and he was counting everything and counting his teeth and stuff, and that was quite interesting as well to see those kind of coping mechanisms, and also to watch the bond between the mother and son, and that closeness that they had, and how that kind of kept them going, through it all. So brilliant, brilliant book. I've ordered the DVD, so I'm looking forward to seeing the film version. I've heard the film is very good as well. If you haven't read the book or watched the film, I would suggest to read the book first. Resist even watching the trailer for the film because the trailer gives the story away. So that is my recommendation. I also want to show you this other lovely little book that I bought today. It's a non-fiction and it's really nice. Look at it. It's called A Colourful Life, and it's like a blank journal, but it has loads of little lovely sayings in it, and it's really positive. Like there's one about it says something about, you know, be creative because no one's watching and all this kind of thing. So it's lovely. I'm a sucker for nice stationery like that. So I bought that today and that's lovely. So there you go. There's another book for you. I'm getting on rightly with my book at the moment. And I've got a bit of time off this week. So I'm going to kind of go full steam at it this week and get another good section done. And I just really want to get it out there now at this stage. So if I could stop reading, you know, really good books that I can't put down, that would help. But I was doing the Goodreads reading challenge, which is to read 100 books a year, and I was doing really well and I was way ahead and everything, but now I'm 2 books behind schedule apparently. So I need to get reading if I want to fulfill that. But there's too much writing to do, too much reading to do, too many things to do and not enough time. So that's all I have to say today, and thank you so much for watching. Speak soon. Bye.